Hello, everyone, and welcome to another week of Soulfully Guided. I am your host, Carmel-Anne, and a big thank you to A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV and our expert host. We have a guest appearing today who is Stephanie, your mini medium, so you should know her by her show. I'll let her introduce herself, and I am only me is experiencing technical difficulties hearing. So it's on my end. It shouldn't be on the replay. However, we are into episode 3 of the Gifted Children series. So basically, today is about Stephanie and Stephanie's experience because each person is unique. And we wanted to give some other show hosts and people the opportunity to say what it felt like for them as a gifted child. So Stephanie will be taking the show today. Hello and welcome.
Hi, hello. I'm so excited for today. It's been a week of just anxious, cannot wait. And I could just sit and listen to your accent, Carmel-Anne. Just keep talking.
Thank you. Actually,
yeah,
I might have to because
you all talk really loud. Oh, we're going to be great together. I love this. I love it. It's like the blind leading the blind tonight. It's all good. All good.
And I loved your tech terminology entering into the show, anticipating that problems would happen.
I must be psychic. I mean, how did I know that was going to happen? Well, I'll just introduce myself really quick, and then you let me know where we're, guiding to where we're heading. So my name's Stephanie Cowan. I am from Utah in the States here. I have a show on A1R, as Carmel-Anne mentioned, called Mini Medium. My husband actually gave me that name because I'm only 5 feet tall. And so love the name. And it is now my label and my branding and with everything. But I love it. I've been with A1R for a little over a year now, and just so excited to come on your show. Absolutely. Just honored, very honored, my friend. So thank you. Thank you.
You're so welcome. And I think, it's hard to express what we go through as children because we see gifts as adults as such a blessing and a good thing. But when we don't have the language to comprehend what we're going through as children, it's actually not. Well, for me, it made me feel weird, but I'm not sure other people's experiences and other children's experience. So I thought it would be really nice not to just be confined to my way and my experience as a child, but look at a broader spectrum because we all feel things differently and experience differently. And it's really nice. My goal of this series is to educate people, whether they're children or parents of children that feel that their children are gifted, because not everyone is spiritual and not everyone knows what to do. And I didn't know what to do when I hit it. And I just feel like we might be able to make a child's life or a parent's life or even someone that's curious just that little bit more pleasurable and give them a language and an understanding through our perspective of what they're going through.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I listened to your last week, your last week episode, and I just had to laugh and are you wearing underwear today, Carmel-Anne?
I know, it was such a big
I
thing.
Love that. I laughed so hard, but in all, joking aside, it's true. It is where, I'll kind of just really quickly give my quick backstory, if you will. But I was 7 when I really realized. I mean, I didn't realize at the age of 7, but 7 was when I had my first experience as far as when I can remember of connecting with my gifts or my abilities. And I didn't know that until I was in my early 20s when I went and saw a psychic medium. And she said, "Why are you not sharing your gifts? Why are you not, doing your soul's purpose?" And I thought she was crazy. I thought she told everybody that. So, I kind of, took it kind of as okay, maybe you're right, but I'm not sure. But as we were doing the reading, and she really guided me back to my younger years of growing up and having these abilities, these gifts. And I realized, yeah, it started at 7. So just kind of, and it's in my bio as well, but 7 was when I had actually seen my grandfather's apparition standing over my little brother's bassinet. My brother had just been born a few months prior. My grandpa had passed about maybe a year prior to that, but I saw him as if I'm looking at you, other than he was transparent. But I knew it was him, and and then I told my mom, bless her heart, my mom has passed, but she at the time just said, "Oh, it's just your imagination," because it was the first time of being at a funeral, and so I realized that as I was growing up. Through my elementary years, into my junior high, into high school, I never meshed with other kids. I just, and I everything I would see or hear or feel, I really thought others did as well. I didn't think it was anything different, and it got to where probably my junior high days where I was teased a lot. I had acne so bad, and kids just weren't very kind. And but I realized at that moment that I just had a different energy, right? I just vibrated at a different frequency, a different level. The other kids, maybe I just didn't mesh with them because they didn't understand me, or I didn't understand their energy, So my junior high days were very difficult. That was my most awkward years. But my into my high school, I danced and I cheered. Imagine that. So, cheerleader through high school. And, as you grow up, and I feel like all generations have their cliques through high school, but I didn't fit in even with the popular kids. I just felt different. Um, then it got into my 20s, and that's really where I started to accept, my gifts. But I'll tell you, one thing that I am very passionate about, and I love that you're doing this, by the way, it's so important. And I tell, even when I do readings and I pick up on, a mom, and I'll say, "Oh my gosh, your son is very gifted. I can sense that he has these gifts." And I always say, please encourage and don't discourage. Encourage, his abilities, his gifts. Please don't tell your children that it's their imagination. Please don't tell them that they're crazy. I mean, that's one of the worst things I think you can do. But encourage them, because usually about the age of about 4, that's really where a child's mind and imagination can be, in a sense, programmed to think differently. And so, as maybe you know as well, Carmel-Anne, children are very intuitive. They can see and feel spirit. But when the outside world influences their thinking, that's where these beautiful, gifted souls lose those. Well, they don't lose them, but they mute them, right? So it's so important. And I know we're limited on time, but I want to say. Growing up, I love that my daughter, my youngest, JC, she's 12. She is very gifted. And I'll tell you, she'll walk up to people and say, "Did your uncle die?" She's so, and I love it. And I will encourage it. And, so I think the moral of all of it really is, that we are given these God-given gifts for a reason. And, if you discourage the child, or if you try to program to think differently, they'll struggle with depression, anxiety, things like that. So, but yeah, I just love you're doing this, hon. I love it.
Thank you so much. And look, you're welcome to come back because you've said some
Yes.
really important things, and it's different perspectives and coming together on experiencing the same thing in different ways is detrimental to this show and the well-being of children. And we don't want to discourage parents at the same time, or make them feel judged. It's a sense of support and awareness. We aren't experts at everything. So
Right.
yeah, if you'd like to, rather
Yeah,
than put you on the spot, you're welcome to come back next week.
absolutely. And I'll share more experiences.
I would love that. And to everyone, thank you for
Okay.
joining in. 15 minutes went so fast.